I first met Zane Murphin about 15 years ago at a Melbourne fishing show. And at the time I was quite surprised because here's a guy who's a professional trout guide in South Island, New Zealand, specialising in fly fishing, and whose personal preference is simply to lure cast for trout. So I've always been interested to go over there and find out just what this is all about. New Zealand and trout are synonymous. And while I've done a lot of fly fishing here on the South Island of New Zealand, I really haven't done any lure casting. Rapalas, I reckon, have worked really well here, especially on the lakes and the bigger rivers, the lower sections of those big rivers that flow west into the Tasman Ocean. So let's get out there and have a bit of a look, see what we can do. My good mate Zane Murphin here is pretty important because he's got a raft.
Today we're just going to drift around the lake edge, cast ashore, cast a structure, logs, stuff like that. This lake has a pretty good head of fish, some really nice trout.
What a lake, mate. They have snow in the background. That's something you just don't see very often in Australia.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful spot. Yeah, with a bit of luck the old fish will be biting. It's full moon at the moment, but hey, you guys have got all the gear with the Rapalas, but no, it should be good.
And I think the trick with all of these lakes is cast with the wind, cast as far as you can away from the boat. Hopefully get those hookups way out wide.
It's funny when you're fishing from shore, isn't it, Bill? You're always trying to wade out and cast out as far as you can, and then with the boat, you're trying to go in and cast as close to shore as you can. The good thing about these lakes too, the fish are quite aggressive, so I like the idea of retrieving that because you cover a lot of ground. And you'd have the chance of running it across fish throughout the whole retrieve.
Yeah. Well, it's a matter of just prospecting around, finding out where they are. Once you find them.
Oh.
Now he hit that 3-4 times then.
What's your 4-pound braid there, Bill?
That's just 4-pound braid.
Yep.
4-pound braid and 6-pound fluorocarbon leader.
All right.
Lovely. Well, there we go. New Zealand Lake Brown. That's a neat little fish. Hey, how good's that? Easily a kilo.
See, I love the colour scheme there, Bill. It just goes so well with the fish, doesn't it?
That's right. Look at the colours here. And you can see why we use the spotted dog colours on the Rapalas. You can really see it there, you know, even on this dark fish, because it's obviously been living around the edges here in this tannin water. A lot of shade, and he's darkened up to his colours, but still see the colours there, the red and the faint halo.
You're teaching me all your tricks, Bill. No New Zealand fish is going to be safe, I reckon.
Good fish. We'll let him go, see what else we can dredge up.
Oh!
There he goes. So your favourite method here is to use a Rapala?
I guess I've always used Rapalas and they've always worked, and yeah.
And I'd say with the weed growth in here, a floater or maybe a CD5?
Yeah, I'd go pretty small, and a floating number 11 would probably do the trick, but something relatively shallow running.
Yep.
I think why I like those number 11 Rapalas is they're heavy enough to cast quite well.
They cast well, and well, these margins are quite shallow, so being a floater you can throw it out float, work it down, whereas if you're using a countdown, occasionally it pays to actually cast back into the deep.
The countdowns are real good for trolling out in the middle there too. They just get down a little deeper. Oh!
This might be a little bit better, Zane.
Yeah.
Whoa!
They like going under the boat, don't they, Bill?
Don't they?
Oh!
Beauty. We established pretty quickly that we could catch them in rivers. Now, I really wanted to fish some big rivers in New Zealand because that's the difference between Australia and New Zealand. In Australia, we just don't have that big water. Rivers like the Buller, which is just huge, and rivers like the Arnold, which actually simply flows out of a lake, in this case, Lake Brunner. That's better. It's not big zone, but boy, are they fit.
Oh, it's not that small, Bill. On a net. So is that a spotted dog you're using?
Or it's got spotted dog colours.
Oh!
They go absolutely nuts, Zane.
Got him?
This guy. How's that, eh?
Oh!
He's going nuts. That's a strong fish. Not huge, but in this current.
They certainly like those Aussie lures, don't they?
Yeah, do they ever. Leash and everything go everywhere. Now he's only probably about a couple of pounds, about a kilo. Well, it ain't a big fish, but pretty. Let him go, mate.
Well done, Bill.
So Zane, what's your favourite lures?
Geez, my favourite are these silver original floaters. You know, what are they, 11 or 13 centimetre ones? They run really well, they're not deep. They're great for fishing out of the boat into shallow log infested waters, and the fish just can't resist them really. I like the silver because you can see them coming back at you in the water, and it's really exciting when you see a big old crocodile of a brown trout charge out and whack them. My other favourite, yeah, these CDs are fantastic because like we've got a bit of wind now. They're real heavy, so they go down under the surface. They're easier to cast.
Yeah.
You know, you grind them back, but yeah, they work really, really well. Not quite as visual in the fishing, but very effective.
Now my favourite colour for these browns is a gold colour. And as you can see here, the one on the top has been modified for that spotted dog colours. Just seem to work so well. You just get that attack response trigger. And lastly, retrieve. There's really nothing easier, just a fast roll, medium to fast roll. In fact, you just can't retrieve them quick enough to get away from it. Sometimes you're retrieving flat out and you see a trout following it, and it looks like the trout's doing about second gear. Hasn't even got into third or fourth, let alone fifth. Oh well, yeah. We'll go and see. Let's go and see what we can do.
Whole lot of different theories, but at the end of the day, it all works.
Gold or silver, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
The attraction to me with the Buller River is the potential for sea runners and a possible trout up around or over 10 pounds. Oh, this looks like a better fish, Shane.
Good fish.
Yeah.
Good fish, Bill.
Well, it's got some weight.
Yeah, it looked impressive when it jumped there before, wasn't it?
It's got some weight, yeah.
It's coming up under the boat.
No, that's all right. I'll just back off on the oaring now.
Yeah, I'll just try and hold us here so we can get a few more out of this run.
It's a nice fish.
It's a great thing standing up, isn't it, Bill? You know, you get a good view, you can cut through the glare. Well done, Bill.
That's good.
Good effort.
It's got a bit of weight to it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe certainly over 2 kilos. Not a sea runner, but we're in a river that's, what, how far are we from the ocean?
Oh, 3 or 4K, maybe?
3 or 4K? Okay.
Maybe less.
Well, he's got a bit of condition on him. We'll see how we go. That's one for the Rapala. See if we can get a few more.
There he goes. Bye-bye.
Oh, Zane! You went a bit nuts, mate.
Well done, Bill.
That's probably about a kilo. You want to grab that net?
Yeah, sure.
He's taken a big gold rapala. Thanks, mate. Oh, look at the colours on him. Well, mate.
Well done, bud. Those big lures certainly
Hey,
do
look at
work,
that.
don't they?
Yeah,
Beautiful fish. Look at the colours.
it's absolutely lovely. And he's nailed that big rapala. Not the best lure to cast and retrieve, but maybe not quite the sea runner we're after, but you can't complain about that trout. That's just lovely. Well, what I learned about this trip to New Zealand is that certainly rapalas work. Their rivers too are full of trout, and some of them hold some real trophy fish. It's Bill Classon here from The Fishing Show, and if you like this instructional video and want to learn more, it's simple. Go to fishingshowtv.com.au and see a whole host of additional videos.